Hello, Mr. and Miss America and all the ships at sea. This is your man, Tim Roberts, 820, the ugliest man in social media. Alright, so I'm going to do this video today about my weight loss journey that's been going on now for almost 3 years. Well, let me start back in 1986. I graduated high school in 1986, and I was about 150, 155 pounds, something like that. I've been working out for about a year and a half. Probably one of the strongest guys in my high school. Probably top 20 strongest guys in my high school. Not that we were very strong at all, but I worked out, so I had a lot of strength, a lot of power. I stopped a little bit shortly after graduation, and then got back into it again. And stopped in my early 20s. And then in my late 20s, I picked it back up again, went till I was 35. And when I was 35, I stopped altogether because the pain in my shoulders was getting really out of control. And I said, you know what, let me take a break from this. And I didn't get back into it again until I was like 48, 49 years old in 2018. I also want to tie in veganism with this as well, and you'll see in a few minutes why I'm tying that in, and you'll see how it'll make sense to you what I'm trying to convey, the message I'm trying to convey. So after I stopped working out, I just started getting bigger and bigger. My diet was always garbage. I mean, I had the worst diet of anyone you've ever known. I used to drink a half gallon to a gallon of soda every day for decades. I did this. Even when I was working out, you know, I had some good times where my diet was really good, but then I would drop off. You know, I wasn't like Mike O'Hearn where I didn't miss a meal and I didn't miss a workout and supplementation was spot on all the time. I wasn't like that. I was very undisciplined. And the weight just started getting more and more. Stomach started getting bigger and bigger. There's pictures, older pictures of me. I would like to post them one day. I'm not really good at social media stuff and posting things, but I'd like to try to get some of those posted up so you can see the size difference of what I was, 10 years ago to what I am now. Even 3-4 years ago, I was 311 pounds. That's how high I went up, was 311 pounds. And for a guy who's 5'8", that's way too much. That's way too much weight. You should not be 311 pounds at 5'8". It's not healthy. And I'm trying to get the number down as much as I can going into my older years, because you don't see a lot of fat old people around. They don't exist. They don't exist. So it was very much diet and lack of exercise, really the two key components as to why I got so heavy. Soda was, like I said, it's all sugar and carbs. It's not really healthy for you. So that was one of the first things I dropped in, was it September, October of 2017. I just really cut back on soda. I just stopped drinking it, or tried to. It took a few months to get away from that taste, because I love Pepsi. I love Pepsi. I could drink gallons of Pepsi and be totally satisfied and never need anything ever again, because I love it. It's awesome to me. I really do enjoy it. So, now you're probably wondering, well, how's this tie in with veganism? Well, let's go back a couple years before I started this journey. I was in a store one day, and the beams that hold up the roof, they square them off and put mirrors on them so you can try something on or whatever, or, check yourself out, check your hair, I don't know, whatever. And I was standing there, I was near the clothes or something. I might have been with my wife, but I may not have been. I don't remember who I was with. I might have been alone. And out of the corner of my eye, I see someone walking towards me, so I turn my head to see who it is. And there was this old, disheveled, sloppily fat, gray, ugly guy staring back at me. And it was me. I was looking into the mirror. I literally did not even recognize myself. I mean, I obviously knew it was me because I'm looking into a mirror. but I did not recognize myself at all. That's how much weight I put on. And I know I have, fat right now, and I'm working on it. It's not easy. You can't spot reduce fat. It just doesn't work that way. So I was sickened by what I saw. That guy was so ugly to me. I ran out of that store. I couldn't get out of the store fast enough. I didn't want to see that person ever again. But here's the thing. I never saw that person in the mirror in my house. The mirror in my bathroom never showed me how fat I was. It never showed me how gray I was, really. It didn't show me how ugly I was. It just showed me this guy, just a normal guy, normal everyday guy who was normal weight, who wasn't overweight, who wasn't 311 pounds. I never saw it. Even though I'm stepping on a scale that says 311, I didn't believe it. Even though I'm putting pants on, that are much bigger than they should be for me, I didn't notice. Even though I'm adding notches to my belt. Now here's my belt. All right. This is where the belt is supposed to. This is the first notch on the belt. I went out to this one on this belt. But now that I've lost weight, I've had to add on these other ones here. So I've added on extra going the other way. So I've lost at least a foot in size, around. So what I'm doing is working, I got really kind of into the carnivore diet. I was eating a lot more meat, a lot less fruits and vegetables. But I do eat some fruits and vegetables now. I've kind of put them back in my diet. But what kills me is soda and snack foods. And those are things I really love. But I'm like, you know what? You got to stop doing them. You got to stop doing them. My body cannot handle them any longer. I've destroyed my digestive system. It's destroyed. I got food poisoning so bad 20 years ago from White Castle burgers. I should have sued the place. I would be retired right now. Because I got so sick from those burgers. And I should have sued them, but I didn't. So, but anyway, how this ties in with veganism? Well, I watch a lot of these anti-vegan channels, and I see what they're pointing out. They're losing hair, and they're losing teeth, and their eyes are sinking into their heads, and their bags under their eyes, and the skin tone and color and texture is changing, and all these different things. But understand, they aren't going to see that. Remember, I didn't see 311 pounds in my mirror in my house. Or my camera on my phone. I couldn't see it. I could not see that on my body. My mind played tricks on me. It's like I don't know if it's Snow White or Sleeping Beauty, where the mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Of course, you are. You're the most beautiful of them all. That's what your mirror will do to you. Your own mirror, your own camera will play tricks on you. It will lie to you. It's there to protect you. And so when you're making videos about these vegans, if you're targeting those people, they'll never see it. Freely will never see how ill she is. She is a rainbow warrior saving unicorns, pixies, and spotted owls. In her mind, she's victorious. You're not. In her mind, she's doing good. You're not. So she'll never see what you're pointing out to everybody. Now, if you're trying to save other people, and while telling your story and explaining, and pointing out things on vegans, that's great. That's awesome. Keep going. But you're never going to reach those people that you're criticizing and that you're critiquing. You'll never reach them unless you get your own camera and you videotape them on your camera and show them on your camera, or you get a mirror and you hold their mirror up, your mirror up in front of their face, and show them, look, this is what's wrong with you. Because my mirror lied to me. It didn't tell me how fat I was. It wouldn't do it. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane, but it's true. My mirror never showed me how fat I was. Now there's a picture, I'll try to post it later, of me that my father took of me. He took a lot of pictures of me where I was very unflattering pictures where I was just so fat and just bloated and just, you know, again, I know I'm still heavy right now. I'm trying to lose more weight. You know, I was 311. I was down to last year. I got down to about 238. That's the lowest I've been down to, and I'm in the 230s since my 30s, in 20 years. So when you're trying to lose weight and you've got weight for decades and decades, it is very hard to lose that weight. It's not easy. Your body wants to hold on to it. Your body said, "Oh no, this is ours. I'm not getting rid of this. We can't get rid of this. I gotta have it. It's going to be very difficult if you're overweight to lose that weight. Trust me. You know, I've done it and I've accomplished a lot. I want to accomplish more, but keep in mind, you're never ever going to reach Freely, or the vegan couple, or those two young twin vegan girls, or vegan gains. You'll never reach them ever. They are beyond reachable. They have sold their souls to veganism. They are in it for good. That's it. The only people that you can really help are people who may follow them, or people who watch their videos, and they come across your video and you kind of critique and say, "Well, hey, look, this is not right over here. This is wrong over here." That's great. You're doing yeoman's work. It's awesome. But you're never going to reach those other vegans. You'll never reach them because you couldn't reach me that way. I finally just had to say, that's it. I'm done. And I don't even remember a trigger point that actually got me to stop, other than I was working a coffee truck. I had my own business running a coffee truck and had a lot of free soda all the time and snacks and this and that. But that business went away, so I stopped doing that. So that kind of helped, where I didn't have to worry about that anymore and having all that soda and all that stuff, you know, having access to all that stuff. So, it's been a great journey. You know, I feel so much better. My knees feel so much better. I could go up and downstairs without pain in my knees. I mean, I used to, when I went downstairs, I'd have to grit the railing and push up to keep the pressure off my knees, because my knees hurt so bad going up and downstairs because of all that extra weight. There were times when I remember when I was really heavy. I had gone to a concert in the city myself, and I'm moshing around, whatever. It was a small club. My chest, my heart felt like it was coming out of my chest. I was in so much pain. I thought I went to the hospital. I literally went to the hospital that night. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. It was so bad. So, you have to. If you're overweight, you know what? Start cutting back on your sugars. Start cutting back on those snacks and things like that. That'll help you. Definitely help you. Because you don't want to be heavy going into your older years, because you'll die at a young age. You don't see old fat people. You just don't see them. They don't exist. There's just like a handful of them out there. Small handful of them. Because when you're overweight like that, your body, your heart has to work that much harder to pump all that blood. I also noticed when I was younger, I could go outside. When I was in high school, 150 pounds, 155 pounds, I could go outside when it was 25, 30 degrees outside with a t-shirt on and be comfortable out there. I'd be fine. When I had all the weight on like 5-6 years ago, I had to have 2 pairs of socks, heavy boots, long johns, pair of pants, maybe pair of pants with sweatpants over top of that. I had to have a shirt, a sweatshirt, a heavy jacket, gloves, scarf, hat, and I would still be cold. I would still be cold. Because the blood was not circulating in my body because of all the body fat that I had on me. But now that body fat's gone, I could go back out in the 25, 30 degrees with a t-shirt on. Literally, I could do that. Not for very long, but I could do it. I couldn't do it now. 5-6 years ago, but I could do it now. Like I did in high school 35 years ago. So there's a lot of benefits to losing weight. Keep going with it. I know it's hard. If you fall down, listen, there's 2 people that I was watching. The guy's called from his site is called Obese to Beast, and then the other lady, the girl he was talking with, is called Losing Morgan, or Morgan Losing, or something like that. Her name is Morgan, and they were taking questions on weight loss and things like that in their journey, and they talked to someone, asked a question about, falling off the wagon, like, well, what happens if he goes, well, he said, listen, you just keep going. Just because you fall off and you had a bunch of stuff this day doesn't mean you can't. It's just one time. Don't throw away all the hard work you did the 6 months or a year or 2 years before. Don't let that all go to waste. Keep going. It's a screw up. Accept it. Own it. Move on. So that'll about wrap it up for me here. Like I said, vegans, they are who they are. They're not going to change for you. I don't like it how they raise their kids that way, because kids need animal proteins and animal fats to properly grow and build muscle and bones and sinew and skin and hormones. They need those things. But vegans don't see it that way. And they're totally wrong. They're totally wrong in their mindset. They really are. They're really doing damage to their children. Lots of damage. I mean, I maybe almost irreparable damage to their children. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you got any questions or any comments, insults? I love insults. When you listen, I could take any insult. When my ex-wife, when she was married to me, actually called me ugly, I could take anything. Trust me. So if you got any insults for me, you can throw them at me. It doesn't matter. So, all right, peace out, everybody. Oh, one more thing. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.